talk about my plantation field fall on cross country. Jack's warmed up brilliantly, but we were like the 100th horse on course for the day. And there's this big slope down from fence 2 to fence 3. And right when we hit the bottom of the slope where it hits the flat ground right at this apex, the footing completely gave out from under him and he tripped really bad. He didn't fall all the way down, but he tripped really bad and it popped me out of the tack. And this is not a Forestier saddle. So what happened was he popped me out of the tack and my leg flew back like this and I like literally dismounted and landed on my feet. But basically when my leg flew back like this, nothing like stopped it. As you can see, nothing stopped it and it literally just went like that and I fell off. So this saddle is it's a mono flat, but you can see where the calf block is. Hang on, let me turn them. You can see where the calf block is on this saddle and how it's not really actually at my calf. It's kind of more at my knee. And then you can see the thigh block on this saddle is in the right place, but it's very small. So I don't really have anything holding me into the saddle if something does go wrong. So that's kind of what happened. And so Forestier decided to help me out and give me a solution to this problem. So let's take a look at what the fix was. So you can see this is our new badminton cross country saddle. So you can see I have really big thigh blocks and then also a really big back leg block, and it's really close to my calf. So I can't get my leg, like I can move my leg if I need to, but my leg stops at the back block, and it's about like I can take my leg off and it'll stop my stirrup leather. Because basically, you know, when he tripped, my leg flew up and then that way, but if it flews up and that way in this saddle, my block stops it because it's so close to my thigh. And that's the biggest problem with the CWD, was that the block was so far back and it was so small that my leg was able to just come right out of the saddle. The other thing about this saddle is that when I'm in galloping position, my leg is actually resting against the front thigh block, which gives me something to push my leg against and give me some leverage in the gallop position. And then you can see when I stand up, my calf actually gets even closer to that back leg block. So all of the things about this saddle is specifically designed to keep you more secure. And then say I'm going to go down a drop, I can push my knees against that front thigh block as well, and it's perfectly cut out for my knee. And then my saddle, actually the seat is a little bit bigger so that when I do go down that drop, my butt actually never actually leaves the saddle, which is really, really awesome because most saddles you end up halfway off the back. And then this saddle, another thing about the seat is that it's really sculpted. So when I do go to sit, like I'm going down a drop, I'm almost like suction cupped into my saddle so that whenever he hits the ground, I don't pop back up out, which is really nice. But all of these safety features about the saddle is really like comforting whenever you're going out on cross country, especially around a big 3-star or advanced track. It takes that little bit of doubt out of the back of your mind, which is really valuable because you never want to go into cross country with anything in the back of your mind thinking that you might not be successful. So I really love this saddle, so take a look at how it works in action. Okay, so the saddle fits really, really well on Jack. So you can see I have 3 fingers of wither clearance with the pommel. And then on the shoulder, it fits really, really well. And the panel is still movable so that his shoulder can move underneath it. And then on the back here, it sits really flush against his toe, against his back, so that whenever I stand up and sit down, it's not moving at all, which will help with his back soreness. And the foam in this saddle also is actually patented. It has special shock absorption. So even if I did hit his back, it stops at the foam and his back will never feel my butt hit him really hard, which is really, really cool because no other saddle company has that technology.